will be more of a restorative flow. We're going to be down on the mat for most of the practice. So all you need is your mat, but feel free to grab yoga blocks or a rolled up blanket if you'd like to support your practice in an additional way. But as you get your space set up, just a couple quick reminders that this is our final week of Trivia Mania. So I'll have a question for you after class if you'd like to participate. And then we also had our Nutrition Swaps webinar at the beginning of this month. It was a great webinar with 4 easy tips that can help to improve your nutrition. So if you didn't get a chance to attend that live or you haven't gotten a chance to check it out, it will be up on our YouTube channel for the rest of this year. So check that out, maybe on a walk or whenever you have some time. Let me know after class if you have questions on anything. And then let's go ahead and get started. So roll out your mat if you haven't done so already. And then we are going to start in a comfortable seated position. So this can look different for everyone. If you have a blanket or a set of blocks, you could place that. I've got a rolled up mat, but this will serve the same. You can place that at the center of your mat and then sit your hips onto that. So it just lifts your hips up a little bit. You could also find any other comfortable seated position, whether that's up against the wall, maybe in a chair, or maybe you're sitting back more towards your heels. And that can help to kind of decompress the spine in this seated position. So you might choose to do that if it feels better for you today. If you do choose that, you could place maybe blocks underneath the hips, whether that's between the legs, or you can actually, I like to even just place it kind of behind my heels and sit back there. So find your comfortable seat. Once you're there, go ahead and close your eyes. And just start to notice your breath, notice how you're feeling. Notice all the points that you're connected to the floor and let yourself feel supported, grounded. And take one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. On your next inhale, try and pull in a bit more air to fully fill your lungs. And then open your mouth and sigh the air out. I want you to notice if on that inhale, if your top hand on your chest lifted more than that bottom hand. And I want you to focus on this next inhale on lifting that bottom hand more as you breathe in so that your breath is directed more down towards your belly as you expand your diaphragm and you expand your rib cage. Again, breathe in and fill your lungs as fully as you can. Open your mouth and let it go. We're going to do that again. If you notice the top hand lifting again, if it's comfortable for you, you can instead, for this one, place your hands at the side of your ribs. And then really try and direct that inhale into your hands. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Release your hands, just let them rest onto your knees or onto your thighs. Allow your shoulders to get heavy. Maybe even roll your shoulders up and back a few times to support that. And again, deep breath in, fill as much as you can. This time, close your lips and breathe out of your nose. One more time, breathe in deeply. Let it go. Flutter your eyes open. If you are in a cross-legged position, go ahead and switch your legs so that the other one is in front. And if you'd like to switch your seated position, you can go ahead and do that now. From there, take your right hand and place it down to your side. On an inhale, sweep your left arm up towards the ceiling. Really try and send the arm as long and straight as you can. As you breathe out, start to reach over to the right. So maybe you're able to get more of your right hand down to the ground. Maybe you even bend your right elbow and take that side body stretch. Circle your left shoulder back and look up towards the ceiling. Big breath in through your nose. Again, try and fill as much as you can. Breathe out through your nose, let it go. Breathe in, release your hand. Come to center, circle your shoulders up and around as you breathe out. And then we'll switch. Bring your left fingertips, your left hand down towards the mat. Inhale, send your right arm high. Exhale, go ahead and sink into that left side as you reach your right arm up and over. Draw your right shoulder back as you spin your chest open. Full breath in, expand, feel that stretch through the side body as you press the ribs out. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Breathe in to release. Breathe out, circle your shoulders up and around. Take your right hand back behind you now, or as close to behind you as you can. We're going to take a gentle twist, and you can do this in this seated position or cross-legged. Take your left arm again up towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, start to twist a little bit. So you're going to draw your right shoulder back, keep your left arm lifted, maybe send that arm back a little bit. And then breathe in, come through center. Breathe out, circle your shoulders. Send your left hand behind you. Inhale, take your right arm up. Exhale, gentle twist. Draw your left shoulder back. Reach your right arm kind of on that diagonal. Inhale to release. Exhale, circle. Good. We are going to peel out of this seated position, and we've been here for a little bit of time, so take your time. If it feels good, especially if you are sitting back on your heels, you can tuck your toes at first. Maybe just kind of give your toes, your feet a little bit of a stretch. You're ultimately going to make your way into tabletop with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. And then once you're there, I want you to just kind of rock your hips and shift your gaze side to side for a little side body stretch. Nice and easy here as you move. Come back to center, and then we're going to start to move around our joints. So specifically our wrists and our knees in this case. So you're going to keep them planted, and then I want you to circle your body to the left, up and around, and then down through the right. Shift your hips back as if you were to come to child's pose, and then make your way back through as you circle. Up and around. Find your own pace here. If you want to slow it down or speed it up, you have the option to do that. One more time. Breathe. Once you finish that circle, pause. And we're going to do it a few times to the other side. So circle around. Up and around. Breathe in to the left. Breathe out as you come through the right. One more time. Circle around. And come into tabletop again. Let's give the wrists a little bit of a break. And if you'd like to give the ankles a little bit of a break too, feel free to tuck them under, the toes under. Spread your left hand, your fingertips wide. Make sure you're gripping the mat. And then lift your right hand so you can circle your wrist just a few times. Keep your hand in a fist. That's going to help to increase blood flow into the right wrist. Release your right hand down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So bring your left hand into a fist. Circle your wrist. Good. Release down. Untuck your toes. Walk your toes close and then bring your knees wide. If being on the knees has any, gives you any kind of pressure or pain, go ahead and roll up your mat once or twice, or maybe you place the blanket underneath your knees. That can feel a lot better. You're going to bring yourself down onto your forearms. Bring your right hand behind your head. Breathe in and tap your elbow to the mat. As you breathe out, draw your right elbow open. Inhale, tap. Exhale, open up. Good. 2 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Biggest range of motion here. Exhale and open as much as you can. Maybe reach your arm high. And then release, forearm to the mat. We'll switch. Left hand behind your head. Inhale and tap your elbow. Exhale, twist open. Inhale, tap. Exhale, twist. Repeat 2 more times. Last one. Biggest one here, rotate open. Maybe you reach your left arm up towards the ceiling and then release forearms to your mat. Push into your hands. So grip the ground and then lift yourself up. Draw your knees back underneath your hips. Last little bit here in tabletop. Keep your arms straight and externally rotated. So your arm is going to rotate towards the outside of your mat. Now the inside of your arm, instead of your elbow, is facing the front of your mat. Breathe in, squeeze your shoulder blades together, arch your back, and lift your head up for cow pose. Exhale, reverse that movement. So you're going to round your spine, tuck your hips under, and bring your chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up, lift up. Exhale, round, and create space in your back. Good, one more time, breathe in. Breathe out. Come back to tabletop. Tuck your toes, shift forward and back just a few times. You're going to make your way up into tabletop. When you're ready, lift your knees, straighten your legs, push into your hands, and maybe you walk your hands a little bit more forward if that feels better. And then pedal out your legs from side to side. Root down into your fingertips, draw your chest towards your thighs. Let your heels get heavy. Keep your hips high. Find your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth and let it go. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, step just your right foot to the outside edge of your mat. And if you need to use your hands to assist your leg, that is totally okay. Go ahead and release your left knee and untuck your toes. If you have blocks or a prop, you can place your hands onto that just to bring the ground a little bit closer and take some of that rounding out of the shoulders today. If it feels good, you can walk your foot even wider. Maybe let your knee fall out and then rock back in. Rock your hips a little bit side to side. This could be a great recovery space for the hips. Also gives us a deep flexion in the knee. So flexion in the knee is bending of the knee. And it's really important just to increase blood flow. That helps with recovery, helps to keep our joints healthy by not only bringing blood, but nutrition and increasing that synovial fluid in our joints as well. If you would like to, you can lower down onto your forearms in this shape. Or you can stay up on your hands, stay supported, whatever feels good. Option is to build into a twist. So your left hand, your outside hand is going to stay supported either on your block or your mat. Bring your right hand to your right thigh and start to look over or towards your right elbow. Continue to let your hips sink heavy towards the ground. And then only if you're feeling ready, I know we've warmed up a little bit, but this is a deeper stretch. If you're feeling ready, an option here is to bend your left knee and to reach your right hand for your foot or just towards your foot. It's a deeper, deeper stretch, so listen to your body. I like to be up on my hands for this one just to create a little bit more space through the spine so it's easier to reach for the foot and we can get that really deep quad stretch. Wherever you're at, take a deep breath in. Let it go. Release your foot if you have it. Bring both of your hands back to your mat. And then walk your hands off of your block if you have them. Set your blocks to the front of your mat, or actually keep your blocks where they are if you're using them. Walk your hands in towards you so that you can start to straighten your right leg and find a hamstring stretch. And we're going to keep our hands on the inside of our leg today. For support, bring your hands again to your blocks. Whatever feels good. You can flex your ankle, so pull your toes towards you. You can point your toes. That's just going to change that stretch a little bit. So see what feels good. Take your hands to blocks or to your mat. So from here, we're going to transition and actually bring our leg out to the side. If it's more comfortable, instead of just bringing your leg around, you're going to step back into tabletop and then move from there as you bring your leg out to the side. So we'll land in this lateral stretch. Keep your heel on the ground. You're going to walk back just a few steps, and then you'll walk forward a few steps. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Okay, bring your right leg back underneath to find tabletop. Feel free to move into child's pose if you'd like a little bit of that reset. But we are going to move back through our downward facing dog. So when you're ready, tuck your toes, lift up and back. Press your chest towards your thighs. And then inhale, look between your thumbs. Exhale, bring your left foot to the outside edge of your mat. When you're ready, lower your right knee and untuck your toes. Again, hands are on the inside. Maybe they're supported beneath blocks or on top of blocks. Beneath them wouldn't be very effective. But find your support, see what feels good. Let your hips rock a little bit side to side. Whatever you chose on that first side, try to replicate that here. Your right hand is going to stay down, and then if you'd like to build your twist, bring your left hand to your thigh, look over your shoulder. Full breath in. Full breath out. Option for your quad stretch, bend your right knee, reach back for that connection. Draw your chest open as you twist. And try and keep your left shoulder open. So if it wants to round in, see if you can draw it back, keep your arm, your shoulder opening and externally rotating. Breathe in. Exhale. Go ahead, gently release, draw your hands back to your mat. And then we'll slowly start to walk the hands in. You can carry that support with you if you'd like into your hamstring stretch. Hands are on the inside of your foot, your leg today. And then you can sit back as far as you'd like. It's totally up to you and what feels best today, what you're needing. Point and flex your ankle. And then we're going to bring the leg out to the side. So another option actually for transition, if from the two options we had last time, you could walk your hands actually over to the right and then keep your right toe tucked, and you'll just kind of shimmy that leg around instead. So you'll find that same shape with that lateral stretch. You can get there differently. So see what feels best in your body, and then start to shift forward and back. Give yourself that hip opener. Okay. And then you're going to go ahead and draw your knee back underneath. From here, go ahead and move onto one side, swing your legs around. We are going to finish really in your choice of supported poses today. So you can come to a seat, you can come onto your back, or I'm also going to walk you through legs up the wall. If you have a blanket or an extra mat, go ahead and fold your mat in half and then fold it in half again so that it just creates a little bit of extra cushion if you'd like to take legs up the wall. And you're going to place that support where your back is going to be. And again, you don't have to take legs up the wall. You can just be on your back, whatever supported pose you'd like. But if you'd like to take legs up the wall, you're going to sit next to the wall, lower yourself down onto your back, and then swing your legs up so that they are on the wall and supported. You can be as close or as far away as your hamstrings like. You can take your hands. I like to take my hands just behind the base of my neck to open through my chest and to support my neck a little bit more. You can wiggle your toes, rock your legs from side to side. Wherever you're at, draw your shoulder blades together, lift your heart. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out. So feel free to extend your practice a little bit if you have the time to stay in this supported pose a little bit longer. But if you're ending your practice alongside me, go ahead and bend your knees, whether that's on the wall or on your back, and then roll to one side. Slowly make your way up into your easy seated pose. And close your eyes down. And take your hands to heart center. Take this moment just to thank yourself, thank your body for showing up today, for the ability to move and breathe and flow. And thank you all so much for joining me. I look forward to practicing with you again soon. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. If you are participating in our CubeFit trivia, I will pull that question up as soon as the recording stops. If you have questions about class or anything else we have going on, just let me know and I'd be happy to point you in the right direction.